Is it the Middle West, the Middle East, or the center of the world? It does truly feel like Qatar, Doha, is at the center of the global south and the global north. My name is Alina Trihina. Utopia is an integrated venture investment platform that combines venture capital funds, a venture studio, as well as proprietary technology infrastructure. And we work with early stage entrepreneurs to actually get them from an opportunity to Series A in less than 24 months with one round of fundraising. We're sitting here in M7, which is a beautiful building. It is the house of creativity, culture, art, and most importantly, emerging entrepreneurs that are spanning different industries. It is under the patronage of Her Excellency Sheikh Al Mayasa. And as you can tell, the design of this building is really speaking to the freedom that a lot of entrepreneurs need to design new things in a region that is rapidly evolving. There's also something very special that is happening here, which is this creative energy. Doha is the convergence of art and culture. It is the epicenter for innovation, and leveraging some of that energy in the community that is here is very, very special.
If you want to do something that has a real impact, you need to go where transformation is happening. I'm Davide Fabris. I am one of the co-founders of Groa, the Qatari agri-tech company, and we are building the digital backbone of food security here in Qatar. Today we are in a special place. We are in Al Waha farm, in the middle of the Qatari desert. That is one of the harshest agricultural environments on earth. Here we have extreme heat, high salinity, lack of water, but yet the guys here have to grow food every day. The water scarcity and the high salinity of this region was exactly what we knew that we could solve, or at least help solving. And we knew that if whatever we would have done here would have worked anywhere else. You know, in a lot of places we talk about innovation, but innovation gets stuck most of the time in conversations, in pilots. When here in Qatar, it's such a small environment, but with a willingness to change, to transform, that a conversation quickly becomes an action. There was a moment, and the moment was when farmers, or farms in general, they stopped asking, what is this? But they start asking, when can we start using it? That really made us understand, you know, we're not building a startup anymore, but we're building infrastructure. And that was the key.
I think people arriving into Qatar, they think it's quite a small market. They're not aware that it is one of the most efficient entry points into global markets anywhere. My name is Hamad Al-Naimi, and I am the Chief Strategy Officer in Invest Qatar. Take Qatar National Bank as an example, or Ooredoo Group, or so on. Those are national companies that have presence in over 20 countries globally. And for any founder that's looking to land a deal in any of those geographies where those entities are operational, they'll be surprised that the decisions are made here in Doha, in the headquarters. So it is actually more beneficial for them to land in Qatar. So you come to Doha and there is a high density of decision makers, global CEOs and business leaders that come in for specific events. When it's Web Summit, or when during the Qatar Economic Forum, or even in Formula One, you get to meet all the relevant people. What we're doing in Qatar is we're designing everything all at once, centered around the investor. If you're also a founder today coming to Qatar, you're very likely to reach the stakeholders and the top decision makers within a few calls. That makes it quite unparalleled in Qatar. You come in to Invest Qatar and we will unlock the doors for you.
If I think about it at a high level, the Middle East as a region, there's a convergence of maybe three kind of fundamental factors. First of all, we've got sovereign capital. There's about 3 trillion in sovereign funding across the region between all the sovereign wealth funds. There's also a real desire and push for a transition from an oil and gas centric industry, from an export industry to an import of talent and innovation and education. And third, it is this rapid adoption of technology and rapid adoption of AI specifically, and quantum as well. We've had the recent launch of Kai, which is the sovereign AI company here in Doha in Qatar that is bringing a lot of the AI infrastructure and building and investing innovation in AI as well. We have invested heavily into building our own tech infrastructure. This is really important because normally VCs do not have the actual hardware which sits in our office and the ability to offer startups free compute, which at the earliest stages is critical because usually startups may need to spend up to 60% of their working capital on actual compute credits. We give that for free. You now have the globe as your market from day one. And again, this was not possible, 3, 5, 10 years ago because we didn't have that tech infrastructure.
My name is Michael Jordan. I am not the Michael Jordan that everybody expects me to be. I'm the CEO of a company called Gemsoft, a communications company. A few years ago, when we started traveling around, especially the GCC, and talking to people, we realized that what was really missing was a secure communication platform, one that didn't have third-party access. So we started working on that. And so we came to Qatar about a year ago full-time, because what we realized is that you have to be here to do any business here, because what you're doing is showing a commitment, and that's what they want to see. And once we set up here, I can tell you it was like night and day. Qatar is not a transactional country by any stretch of the imagination. Well, they do business, they do deals, but the trust factor, the knowing you factor, the feeling comfortable with you factor is prevalent. And it's actually what gets you to a potential contract. It's not the other way around. An MOU in Qatar and in the GCC is effectively going back to how I started in business. I'm shaking your hand and my word is my bond.
The shift is more than just capital. The signal is that Qatar is open for business, that there is innovation here, that there are startups that are being built here for the kind of global consumption, global investment, and as importantly, that there's something unique that's being built here from a technology point of view. I think Doha attracts people who are sort of the outliers, who have seen the world, who have worked in different industries, and who have a real desire to influence and to change and to really leave the world behind in a much better place than it is today. I always say you have to come here to really understand it, to feel it in speaking to people and seeing it with your own eyes.